Hi, space fans and Apollo moon landing doubters alike. Yet another proof of man's trips to the moon has been given to us. Oddly, this proof comes to us from the Japanese Aerospace Exploration Agency, also known as JAXA. In September of 2007, JAXA launched Selene, also known as Kaguya, from Japan's Tanegashima Space Center. This spacecraft's mission is to study the moon's origins and to gather information about the moon's surface environment. Kaguya is in a polar orbit around the moon, and among its finest accomplishments so far have been dramatic high-resolution videos of Earthrise and Earthset. Wonderful public relations material, but there's more serious work to be done. The Kaguya is also carrying another camera that has the ability to show us the terrain of the moon in a way that hasn't been done since the Apollo era. At 100 kilometers above the surface, Kaguya's terrain camera has a resolution of 10 meters per pixel of the lunar surface. Unfortunately, that is not quite sharp enough to show us the Apollo hardware like the lunar rovers or the lunar descent stages that are on the surface. We're going to have to wait for NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter, launched in late 2008, for that. However, Kaguya shows us something that could not possibly have been seen in the early 70s, unless, of course, man really went to the moon. Those missions brought us hundreds of photos from the surface, images of terrain that can't be seen unless a camera is actually there. Because Kaguya's terrain camera is mapping the surface of the moon in 3D, it's possible to look at the surface from any angle, including eye level. That's exactly what this image released by JAXA is. To those familiar with Apollo 15, this may look a little familiar, and that's because this 3D image is from precisely the place where Apollo 15 landed. It was taken from 100 kilometers above, but it was rotated digitally to be seen as from eye level. Kaguya discovered that the views given to us from Apollo 15 were exactly, precisely, perfect, and real. The new image from Kaguya verifies that Apollo 15 was on the moon, because in 1971, 3D technology did not exist, and there would be no possible way to show this terrain unless a photo was taken from this exact point. NASA had an image of mountains that would not be seen from this angle until 37 years later. That would not have been possible unless Apollo 15 was actually there on the moon. Now, could there be objections to this? Oh, there's always objections. None of them are reasonable, of course, but that's for you to decide, and that's the entertaining side of your discussion. I want to hear how you think NASA could have photos in 1971 of a mountain range they couldn't possibly see until 2008.